Hello and welcome to another episode of Factorio. Now, it's been a while since I made one of these, and there's a lot to say and a lot to catch you up on, so I'll just go ahead and start and say that I have been playing quite a bit actually without recording, and the reason is because I've been sick recently, and I have been um I've been sick recently and I haven't really been able to speak. So this is the first time that I'm actually trying to just to play while speaking. So we'll see how it goes. There may be a lot of muted coughs and that kind of thing, but we'll see. You can probably tell I'm a little congested already. So okay, so what did I do? It's a couple of small things. I think expanding this was I think new. I added a defensive train stop down here. I started getting artillery turrets. I don't know if y'all have seen that. So the defense train now has an artillery wagon to it. Well, it's actually... we need a lot more artillery shells. I wonder if that needs to be, like, something I increase throughput on. Also, I added robots to the military train. So there's, like, certain slots that are reserved for robots, but that was a pretty recent add. I'll go into that in a second. Yeah, I mean, I tried to just sort of restrict things that weren't super, like, pivotal expansions and that kind of thing. Like, I haven't launched a rocket yet or anything like that. I've just been chipping away at the researches a lot. Like, the research is almost, like, done. Like, we're almost ready for, like, infinite research. Myself, I have the Power Armor Mark II. I think I had that in the previous episode, or maybe just had gotten it. So it's pretty fully decked out. It's actually not fully decked out. We have some space for some more stuff. Some people like to put more exoskeletons in there, but I don't really think I need more. I mean, I think 2 is enough. I don't like running like super fast because it gets hard to kind of be precise about where you want to stand. Also, people sometimes put a second fusion reactor, which I could easily do by just dropping a roboport or dropping any of these 2x2 things. I could drop night vision. So I might actually do that, but I don't really find that I need it. I think that they recharge pretty quick. The only time you would need it is for really large builds that you're just constantly building. But honestly, like, I could probably just put... if I just filled up this whole space with more Mark II batteries, that would probably do it, because then you have so much energy saved up that you would pretty much never run out until you're done with your project and standing around doing nothing like now, and then it would recharge. So anyway, that's my situation. Lot of new blueprint designs. And the biggest one being this new outpost that I designed kind of in the past hour or two. I was going to make that its own episode. I was going to record it and then talk over it after recording it. But I started to do that and it just didn't really work very well, and maybe I'm just not good at that kind of thing. So I figured I'd just load up the game and talk about it now. So, in fact, I'm going to just go over there. I'll ride over there on my defensive train and talk it through. Oh, one other thing I'll mention, I don't think y'all have seen this yet. I noticed that a big part of our restriction was iron throughput. So on the main bus, we have this line of iron coming in. This was our old furnace area right here. It's now completely gone. Everything's in electric furnaces. But then I added another furnace column of iron. So it's essentially 45 times 2 blue belts, 90 iron per second coming through just on the iron. You can see it's not fully being utilized because these have turned off, and then a whole nother 45 of iron devoted only to steel. It's not 45 per second of steel, but it's 45 per second of iron going to steel. So that means that we have 3 blue belts coming out of the iron unload station. And I don't even think our current mining setup will support this much iron per second. There have been times when it's not full all the time. So we'll have to watch that and probably try to expand iron in the future. But now that I have this outpost set up, we should be able to do that pretty easily. Also, stone, added stone as a train stop. Just one belt, one blue belt, I believe. This is the stone furnace column. You can see is that it's shorter. I actually thought that it needed to be the same size, but then I realized it's 2 to 1 when you smelt stone into stone brick. So 45 per second stone goes into 22.5 per second stone brick. So you only need a red belt. This is the red belt for stone brick. So the bus is still the bus. It's just, kind of getting a little unorganized because, like, anytime I needed a second belt for something, it just had to go down in some other place. So instead of having, like, 2 iron belts next to each other, they're, like, separated a lot. Got our military area over here. May have expanded a little bit. I added robots to it. And maybe some, like, yeah, this is a new combat robot. Stuff like that. Obviously, the artillery shells is a big part of production now because it goes into the train. Okay, so I am going to ride on the military train to the outpost, and then I'm going to start talking about the outpost. Basically, what do I mean by outpost? It's the biggest blueprint yet that we've made, by far. We may have hinted at this in the past, but essentially, at this point in the game, I realized I'm going to be doing a lot of mining from remote locations, like this. This is the oil outpost that we made a couple episodes ago. This is an outpost, but it's not blueprinted. It's not I didn't make it a template, I just sort of handmade it. The goal was to make outposting a blueprint, so you could literally slam down an outpost whenever you saw some resources that you wanted. So, this is where we're going down here. It's actually surrounded. It's intended to be a uranium mining outpost. So while we're traveling there, I'll just go look at it. It is completely new design. Like the wall is even different. So I ended up changing up the wall design and just naming it like Defensive Wall Mark II. Basically what I named it. So that's a new blueprint too, at least the small segments of it. But this entire square is a blueprint. And I tried to make it, it was kind of fun designing it because I tried to make it a little bit artistic, like it's symmetrical when it can be. Okay, so we're here. So for example, every corner has an artillery turret. There's 2 roboports on each edge. Every corner has a radar. The reason I redesigned the walls was because I wanted the substations to be like max distance from each other, which they are now. And the flamethrower turrets are kind of are in line with the substations now. So basically it just works better when you're piecing these pieces together. Like the corner, let me just open the blueprint. That's old walls. Hold on. I'm gonna remake my blueprint hotbar a little better. So yeah, this Defensive Wall Mark II. Wait, is that a book or a... Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's a corner, but it still works with the edges. perfectly fine. It does this weird thing where the turrets, the flame turrets, are like one in, one out. But yeah, it's intended to be symmetrical. So like, if you flip it and rotate it, I don't think it's any different, other than the belt direction. Stuff like that. It was a lot of fun making it. The other thing I like about it is the railroads. The intention was like, keep the railroad on the edge as much as possible. So it goes right alongside the substations. And for the train stations, they just come out just barely from the edge of the track. Which was another thing. Like, I wanted through lanes, right? So if a train was coming here to get uranium, it wouldn't go the same track used for the defense station. It would go on this one. Yeah, because there's a lot of roboports, the whole thing is essentially driven by robotics. So, for example, the ammo is delivered down here with a requester chest. The artillery shells for the artillery guns are delivered with a requester chest. And so the whole thing is one connected network, so anything that gets damaged, they'll have plenty of bots and repair packs to repair it. This also meant I had to redo the circuitry, which I won't go into detail right now, but it took a long time to kind of experiment. The unloaders go directly into the roboport, and they're circuited up to only unload if they're needed, essentially. You can actually send stats on the network in the circuitry, like total logistics bots, total construction bots in the network. So that's what I do to determine if the train stop should even be activated or not. If it's not activated, the train just doesn't show up. So defense unload is now 6 different train stops. So if you go to the defensive train, see right now there is a stop that's ready to receive supplies, but it's not this one, because see there, you can see this as a red dot. So I don't know where I guess it's this one, right? This is a white dot, so that's probably where this train is going to go next, once it fills up on cargo. I suspect that the artillery wagon is the limiting factor right now. I think I might end up trying to double the production of that when I get back there. Okay, so anyway, this is it. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it. Oh, also, because everything's in the logistics network, I don't actually have repair packs on a belt anymore. The only consideration is that they're not even in the roboports. All I know is that there's at least 700 of them. Or wait, is it 700? You can see it here on the right side of the screen. There's 700 in the logistical network in total. Which they might all be in the storage chest, to be honest. But I don't really care. Basically, that means that if they need to repair something, there will be a way for them to do it. Even if it means they gotta fly over here and get them and fly to the other place to repair. Still, I don't care. I'm going to put a uranium miner here. In fact, I'll do that now, even though we don't have unloading station or any of the factory set up to actually use it. But for now, I will set up the miners for this. This might be a good opportunity to do a updated mining grid. Oh wait, isn't this the one that like needs fluid or something? I totally forgot about that. Okay, that's interesting. I think the way we normally do that is that the train that picks up and drops off uranium will only have 3 cargo, and then the 4th one will just be sulfuric acid. So yeah, that will be interesting. So much nicer having this good power armor. Like, way easier to build stuff, and construction robots are super fast. I didn't actually prepare to be building this right now, so I don't even have enough miners. I think what I want to do is upgrade the belts and then make a new blueprint. Let's see. Well, it's not quite big enough. Like, the plan is to make, I want to make like 4 substations and all their encompassing miners. But the patches aren't even big enough for that, so it's whatever. I'll leave it how it is. I wonder if we should do this now, because this whole idea of the smart loader is based on, let's see, 36k. Yeah, like it's dividing by 24, so if we removed 6 of them, we'd have to divide by 18. Instead. And then, I don't know about this, so why is this 36? Does anyone remember? So what that means is, like, once there's at least 36k of materials in these boxes, it will tell the train to come pick up. So 50 is the stack size typically for ore and stuff, so 50 times 48 is 240. So maybe it's like 240 times 24. Check that. Not going to do that by my head. Oh, I should know that that's 5760. I'm still confused because that's way less than... Must have done something wrong. So 50 times 48. Oh, yeah, I was off by a 0. So it's really 2400 times 24, so 57,000. Because it doesn't really matter. It's kind of just some random number. It probably has to do with how much fits in a train. Anyway, I guess the smart thing to do would just be reduce this by, or multiply it by 3/4, which would be 27,000, I believe. So I'll just do that. And then we know that this is going to be some kind of like sulfuric pumping station. And then these need to be some kind of like... Is that how we do this typically? Just build this out real quick. Since it's going left to right on the belts, I'll do the pipes on this end. That'll make it easier to walk around them and stuff. Oh. Wait, does it work like that? I guess it does. I'm gonna assume it does. I'm saying, like, do I have to go down here where the lights are? I don't think so. I think it works this way. Cool, cool. And then there's a couple things that... No, I think it's fine. Yeah, that's it. And then just to finish this, try to do it like that. We could do something clever here like this. And then also something clever like that. All right, so here the real question is, can we do a 4-to-3 conversion? Kind of a stupid question, but can't we just do this, but with 3 out? I think you can. I mean, sure, there's probably something wrong with that, but I'm not sure I care that much. All right. What was I about to go to? I'll just walk back. I already named this. Yeah, uranium miner. Okay. Oh yeah, so I guess I could work on this a little more because I already can anticipate some issues, right? Like, when would a train need to come here? Excuse me. So there's another reason a train might come here, and it's if it doesn't have sulfuric acid that it needs. So I'm going to work on that while eating an apple. So I'm going to mute for a while. Okay. Hopefully y'all caught what I was doing. I ended up switching to using decider combinators. This is kind of how the defensive stations work, because that way I just output a 1 from anything that's like wanting something from the train. So now there's 2 things that could possibly output a D. So if ever a D is greater than 0, it's enabling the station, basically. So one way is if there's a lot of ore, then it's like, come get me. The other way is if there's not enough sulfuric acid, which is then it's sending the train like, hey, come fill me up. So anyway, that's the idea. I guess that's it. I thought that was going to take longer than it did. I still have more apple to eat, but I'll go back. I think there's maybe a couple oil stations I still need to work on, so I'll do that next. One thing I was thinking about is, since I expanded this iron area down here to be much longer, it almost makes me want to, like, at some point connect this wall all the way over like that, and maybe, you know, maybe even this. It's just like kind of one big giant base. And then just formalize the defensive wall a little bit more. Something I've been tweaking with a little bit here and there, but you know, as far as like having artillery turrets reasonably spaced throughout the wall, that is not set up to the degree that I'd like it to be at some point. By the way, I have to be very careful crossing train tracks now. I already died once by getting hit by a train, so it's a very real risk. Alright, so let me go to the logic area real quick, and then I'll make sure the oil's working correctly. One more comment is that I recently added all this stuff. Oh, I don't know why this isn't working. This should be working. I thought... Anyway, so I added all these to start making efficiency modules, because I want to start putting efficiency modules into stuff. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. Something being wrong with the oil. We're not even making red circuits right now. Hardly. So something's up with the oil, which is causing the petroleum gas to be empty. If you look over here, you can see that it's a crude oil issue. There's just not enough crude oil. These all should be working, and none of them are working. So anyway, that's good, because that matches what I was about to do next anyway. So let's go check it out. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you the Outpost blueprint. So check it out. Here it is. So it's huge, right? And it's honestly the kind of blueprint that you would use the map to place, which is kind of awesome that they have this feature. Like, this is what I'm so excited about. You can just be like, oh, there's some copper, I want that. And then just place it down. Here's some iron. Boom, place it down. It makes me wonder if it's actually going to be big enough. Like, that's a big iron patch. But I think it looks like it fits, you know, for now. If we had to go expand it a little bit, we could just extend it by one substation or something like that. But yeah, pretty cool. And it's really going to help us just expand like crazy to get different resources. Okay, on to the oil problem. So, a while ago, I had noticed this problem, and I completely redesigned the loaders and unloaders of oil. Basically, there's 4 tanks that unload, or that catch the unloaded oil, and then there's a 5th one where they all gather. And it uses pumps everywhere, and the pumps are controlled by circuits. So it's like this pump only works if this pump is greater than that one. It needs to like push them all to the middle. Anyway, the train's not here, so I'm assuming this isn't the problem. The train is up here, which makes sense because this is the one piece that I haven't reworked yet. So we need to go up there. I'm not actually sure if the blueprints are updated. Maybe I should check that first. So oil unloader. Yeah, this is messed up. So let me select new contents and do it. So for this one, I just want to do... I don't need the train station in it. Alright. I actually have already worked on the loader, which is a similar concept, just kind of the pumps in reverse. So it should be an easy fix. I just need to run up there and actually do it. Okay, don't get hit. It's the best way to get up there. This is kind of a long walk, but I'll zip up there and then talk to you guys about it. Alright, so you can see this train is still just sitting up here. But it's frustrating, right? Because look at this one's full, this one's full. This one's not, this one's not. So it's like not... It's kind of ready to leave, but it's just one thing that's like messing it up. So I guess first thing I'll just send it back now, because that's going to help our red circuit production and everything. And then I'm going to just essentially completely redo this. So much of this should I delete? I guess almost everything. Now, in the blueprint, I have oil loader. So let's see if this would work. It's on the right side. I would have to kind of work on flipping it if it wasn't. We'll just place this and make sure you have the pieces for it. And I'm going to sort of like double check it. So it should be pushing out from the middle. Yeah. Okay. It was pretty complicated because I had to use some green circuits or some green wire every once in a while, and that always confuses me. But it's using the multiply by -1 trick, and then the pump if greater than 0 sort of thing. So let's give it power and see if it works. And also it would help to actually hook up the oil pipes. So, oh, almost works. Guess if I do it this way it would work. Yes. Okay, cool. So we're just kind of testing to see if it's working. It's kind of working, I guess. It's supposed to like... Ooh, this one might not be working actually. Interesting. I guess it's working. It's pretty slow. And then it oh yeah, so we had to change the way this works. It actually only reads the contents of one pipe. It works better that way since the pipe should now stay even because of the pumps. So the train isn't even going to come back here for a while. This has to be 20K before it comes back, so... This is an older oil station, so it makes sense that it would take a long time before it even needs to come here. This one should already be fixed because I was working on this one earlier. So yeah, you can see if I mouse over all the canisters, they're all at 10K. We also might just not be getting oil fast enough. That could be a problem. Good news is, see how this emptied all the way? That's good. That means our unloader is doing what it should. We'll probably want to add another oil outpost reasonably soon. And I might even end up destroying this, or maybe all of this, and like build it up higher and better with productivity modules and that kind of thing. But yeah, red circuits are continuing now. It's good. Probably should increase the general production of those. I'm sure the blue circuits are suffering also. This is pretty normal in the game, and what I've noticed playing it before is when you start trying to actually build a lot of productivity modules and stuff, it's just becomes very, very hard to keep up with the demand of circuits. Okay, so with the oil fixed, honestly, I'll probably just end it here for now. Think about what I want to do next before I kind of start up a new episode, but it's interesting to me that this iron isn't working. Or this iron is not being picked up because I just got done talking about how I didn't think we had enough iron throughput. But if a mining station is paused, that typically means you have plenty of throughput to support your factory. So I think honestly the next thing we need to do is just beef up the factory more, or set up uranium processing. That could be kind of fun. Since we got the uranium miners, so maybe that's going to be the next thing, is like set up the uranium train, because that's going to require sulfuric acid. And then once we get that working, we can do like the processing and the whole Coravax thing, which is really fun. Anyway, we'll do that next time, but thanks for watching. See you later.